Welcome to Soul Ties Karmic Recall with David Dimitri. Edutainment, expression for liberation. Hotepu, let's continue to talk with Pan-Africanist Makeda2.
Take that with you, use it, find something in there, thank you. And actually that's going to be one of the pieces in my play that that's going to open our show in October at the Cove Arts Center. Yes.
What date in October?
It's going to be Friday, Saturday, October 23rd and 24th, 2015, because I'm sure this is going to keep circulating. So, when it comes years past, this is, we're in 2015 right now. So, yeah.
Well, how do you to change, that was I don't know what to say. I know how y'all feeling.
Yes.
That was liberating for me.
Yes.
And I appreciate that this super sentient being from the Sirius star constellation, far beyond the Palladian. Like, this sister is awesome, alright? So I just have to say that, but I kind of had something I wanted to discuss in regards to I started a movement called BERF, B-E-R-F, the Black Economic Resistance Front, the Black Economic Resistance Front. And what we're seeking to do is to reach out to the heart and the soul of the African people in the United States, whether you're born and you have your lineage here in the United States over the last 100 or 200 years, whether you came over here from Jamaica, Haiti, Belize, Central America, if you have African descent in you, whether you came from Northern Africa, Central Africa, West, East, or South Africa. Even if you came here from the Pacific Islands and you know your ancestors are African, and you Samoan, Tongan, Fijian, from any of the islands, even if you're not, even if you're Asian and you know that you have African descent and you acknowledge that, or if you don't acknowledge it, don't spend, our goal is to use economic protest by not spending any money this year, 2015, for any of the holidays.
Wow, yes.
We do not want, we're begging that we're reaching out to your heart and your spirits and your soul, not just your mind.
Right.
We're not just requesting. We're begging you because we're telling you to love yourself and to remember who you are, and remember that this world doesn't just operate off the physical. We don't need to be standing in a million-man march together physically. We're multi-million unified by heart, and by Maya, speaking Maya, doing Maya, through constant thought. So we want to use economic protest against their system and spend none of those billions of dollars that us as Africans in the United States of America always do for these holidays with the economic consuming orgy, trying to be like others and celebrating their gods and their practices, when we know that we have economic disparity compared to like no other in this United States and throughout the world. So we're just asking that here in 2015, the Black Economic Resistance Front is asking you to not participate in not only buying presents, but not only in not spending money, but don't invest your credit or spend any of your credit for anything holiday related up until after the New Year's. New Year shouldn't even be spent. So which means you shouldn't be doing crack, methamphetamines. You should not be buying alcohol, and you should not be buying your weed from anyone other than black people. I'm not going to tell you not to smoke your weed, but I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to smoke my weed, but I got my black people I get my weed from.
That's a strong statement right there, and actually it's something that my aunt, Queen Azinga, she passed, she made her transition 3 years ago. But I lived with her while I was going to USC, and that is a practice that she had been adamant about. I mean, she would stay in the house from like December 15th on, like she had to pack. She had to pack her groceries. Right, she had to pack her groceries. you know, stock her refrigerator. You know, yeah, she supported, you know, black farmers back when they had the Harambe Farmers Market.
Okay.
At the FIBA Center, you know, that's where she would go. But she was always adamant about, I'm not putting my every dollar you spend during this time is going into, you know, all of that front Black Friday.
It's
and
destroying
since
black
November,
people.
right?
It's
you know,
literally destroying black Americans. The holidays. Time for an advert break, but stay tuned for more STKR.
You ready for true life stories full of sex appeal, game, and spiritual guidance? Read Soul Ties Karmic Recall for just $10.
Oh, it looks like we're going the same place.
I guess so.
I'm David Amici.
Allison.
Here's my card. SoulTiesKarmicRecall.com is my website for my book, Soul Ties Karmic Recall. Check it out. It's a memoir, novel / self-help, all in one. It's fun, and it helps you develop and realize yourself and about relationships with the complementary sex. Check it out. It's at SoulTiesKarmicRecall.com just for $10.
Okay.
Oh, looks like it's time to get on.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
Hope to see you soon.
Okay.
My phone number's there.
Soul Ties Karmic Recall is the realest, flyest, holistic book and website to join. The book's just $10 and join in on the other opportunities.
Time for more Soul Ties Karmic Recall. And I'm speaking, I love what she's saying. And she had an example. Again, she had an example. But do you know my own family, both sides, hated me for standing up. And I have an auntie on my dad's side that stood up against the holidays and stuff too. My auntie Linda, she was strong in that way. And you know, I was just rejected completely, especially on my mom's side, because I was conscious. But not just that, I totally refused to catch an emotion over birthdays. But I started back that one because I understand the importance of it. But I had totally rejected the holidays. And those of you that are conscious know that you're not alone like I felt alone. And I was alone, I thought. But this isn't, come on. Voodoo, the ancestralism is our culture. And voodoo is our culture. That's quantum physics. We are connected no matter where we're at in this universe, instantaneously by anything that affects the other one of us. So you need to know that the only people benefiting from these holidays are the rich investment class, the corporate class, and the political class.
And most of the time it takes us into a debt and depression.
Completely.
And be ready for, you know, that's why they have the suicide rate at the highest times after November, December, because people are trying so hard to live up to this American, you know, standard, which is a nightmare. And that's what I try to teach my children and the youth. You know, they're out here watching, you know, Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, where, you know, it's fun to, you know, the laugh tracks are laughing back at the children, having smart remarks to the elders and all of that.
Yeah, that's
you know, like it's, you know, so it's all a part of it. It's all a part of it. You know, you scraping up and you got to buy this and that and this and that. You know, and
you shouldn't care about black people. You should only care about gay people.
I ain't gonna touch that issue. I ain't gonna touch the rainbow flag.
But you know, before we go there, I just wanted to say that the reason why BIRTH, the Black Economic Resistance Front, is doing this is because it's a political economic tactic to try to get the political class, which is the executive of the federal government and the legislative and the courts, to put the crash down on law enforcement. That's right. BIRTH is here, and we're trying to get to use political economic protest of the holidays of 2015 to pressure the government to put full pressure on law enforcement to change their policies, change laws, and to definitely change their practices, because they're illegally brutalizing, illegally imprisoning, and illegally murdering black men, women, and children. And so the whole point of BIRTH, the beginning of BIRTH, the Black Economic Resistance Front, is this protest. This protest of the holidays of 2015 by all blacks in the United States of America can and will be affected, because our requests are already not only publicized but on the table to the executives of the federal government, the legislation of the federal government, and the courts, to get law enforcement throughout all of the United States to change their laws, rules, and practices of illegally brutalizing, illegally imprisoning, and illegally killing of blacks. So that's why we're asking you to do this. That's why we need you to not spend money on the holiday.
Black Economic Resistance Front, unified in economic strategy.
We all have police departments in every city we live in. Multiple police departments. We need law enforcement to keep peace between conflicting parties. And law enforcement does good, not just bad, also good. We have to come to amends with changes that need to be made. And so, birth, the Black Economic Resistance Front is here to replay history again. History is repeating itself. Back in the independence movement for the United States of America, the Great Tea Party was a political economic action against the British who were colonizing. It worked. In Birmingham, Mississippi, in the 60s, the resistance from African Americans, not to participate in public transportation or give any money to it, it worked. So it's 2015, it's coming into the holidays, it's the summer, but law enforcement has to be brought into respecting the citizenry of which it is supposed to serve and protect and provide peace for and help. Nothing is perfect. We understand that. But it is obvious that lightning doesn't strike in the same place more than once. And it is not an accident that nationwide, at least on the mainland in the United States of America, law enforcement keeps killing unarmed, unthreatening, innocent African Americans. But not only African Americans. Many others are being killed by law enforcement. So thus, birth, the Black Economic Resistance Front, has come to allow history to repeat itself. We are asking an act of unity, economically, that we all, as the citizenry of the United States of America, do not participate in the year-round usual orgy of consuming. Don't spend money or invest any credit into the holiday celebrations. I repeat, we're asking you not to spend any of your money or invest any of your credit into the usual economic orgy for a so-called celebration of so-called holy days. Keep your money, save your money. And in doing so, you'll be supporting the political society putting pressure on law enforcement nationwide to stop the illegal brutality, the illegal wrongful imprisoning, and the illegal murders of not only African Americans, but yes, of black lives, but of many different Americans nationwide. So we're asking you not to spend your money on or invest your credit during the holidays for any holy, so-called holy day celebration. Save your money, and in doing so, you're saving lives. I'm the creator and starter, David Dimitri, starter of Birth, the Black Economic Resistance Front. You can find me at David Dimitri PUD on Facebook, Yashmal0 on Instagram, and also at Soul Ties Comic Recall on YouTube. And also, you can reach and learn more about me at SoulTiesComicRecall.com. But right now, remember, our focus is to save our money and not spend a dime on any form of celebrating of the holidays, and to teach the young people and the youth why, instead of using them as an excuse. Your children are no excuse. You need to save their lives. And even those of you in law enforcement that don't like the ugly you've been seeing, do not spend your money and help us. Contact me and let's make the right things happen. Let's get law enforcement to help democracy and help civil society have peace and not brutalize civil society. Political society, help. If you're a politician, help. Invest and help us. Don't spend your money, and also contact me, because we want to stop the illegal killing of blacks by the law enforcement nationwide. Save your money during the holidays, save your credit, and you'll be saving lives.
Communicate. We're here to organize. Black Economic Resistance Front. Unified in economic strategy.
We know it can happen. We've seen our black dollars when we pull back.
Right.
How powerful we can be, because even though we're not part of the mass 10%, we are part of that economic force. Yes.
Yes. Do you people realize that we spend up to over $1 billion during the holidays, African Americans alone? Do you know Jewish people that have nothing to do with black people, white people that hate black people, and some Asian and non-black investors of different types? They're the only people that benefit in any form and fashion from all that money spent. You don't. You think you do, because you're on a spending orgy drug, because you're on a religious drug. And yes, I am speaking to you
support your
Christians.
Support your black businesses.
Right, during these holidays. Spend your money only on black.
Yes.
Invest your money. Pull your money out the banks just in case they try to freeze our accounts.
Well,
because they don't have any shame, obviously, on how they treat us. But we need to use economic means to get them to the negotiating table so they'll stop the outright brutalizing and killing of the black women, the black children, and the black men in the United States of America. I believe this is what we need to do, and I believe it's past due. I've been wanting to do this, but I don't know how long I will live, how these people are killing us. They now killed Sister Sandra, who's a conscious sister. So, you know, I got to worry about them trying to do something to this sister and this child. This ain't right. So, come on, y'all. Even if you a long time 45-year-old, 50-year-old black American Christian that can't stand the word African, don't like Africans, and can't stand African Americans that act African and believe they're African. You know you exist. We're not putting you down. We're just asking you not to spend all that money for the 2015 holidays. Those
find a black business and you can go spend money, you know, give money to black business. If you gotta go buy some presents, there's all kinds of small businesses, black businesses. Go down to Leimert Park, support Leimert Park. Right. There's all types of places that you can go. Go online, find some online.
Only spend black.
There you go.
And then you got to look at, when you're spending black, is it just somebody that went to some Jews or some whites and got their product from them?
No. Don't go to the Chinese store and buy your hair. They got black hair? Oh, excuse me.
What? Let's get on that topic. Let's talk about our hair. Well, while I got you here, I just would like you to say something about that, because you know my hair is like 15 years old.
That's blessed.
My hair is. How long have you been?
I've been liking my hair for about that time myself. I did have a bout where I trimmed it a little bit, you know, because just the ends for me. I wanted a little more maintenance, and I feel that everybody, you know, if you keep it natural, that's the number one thing. Not everybody wants locks, you know,
not at all.
But all the processing, you know, I had to get past that when I was coming into a greater consciousness.
So you had a perm before?
When I was coming into a greater consciousness, I went to
some extensions.
I've been through all that. I used to braid.
The chicken hair piece?
Well, I don't know about
that.
But when I was coming into a greater consciousness, I was spending, like, you know, like we do, going to the beautician, spending $80, $120 on your hairstyle.
I had Wade Nouveau.
Hey, he chopped my hair one day. You know, I went home crying. Next time, I still came back giving my money for the, you know, the good, you know, silky smooth, straight. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm thinking about going natural. Said, oh no, not with this type of hair. I was like,
so the person discouraged you.
But you know, it was about
money.
The money.
Right.
Like if I went natural, he's not going to make as much money on me giving me the perm, pressing out my hair,
Right.
having to maintain it, having a deep condition and all
Right.
that. Not to say that natural hair does not need some type of maintenance, but he knew, you know. And so really after that experience, I never went back to him, and I just took it on my own self and started to go natural by braiding and wait until the perm grew out. Yeah, you know, well, you could do it. And I
never had my hair twisted. Like
you
my
could
hair
do it.
I got big, huge locks
there
for a
you
reason.
go.
That's why
there
I got these big locks.
There you go. So everybody, you know, there's many different ways to go natural. It doesn't have to be locks, you know, and then you can still be versatile if you want to, you know, go with the Madam C.J. Walker and do the press and curl. You know, that's everybody.
Ain't
is
nothing
your
wrong
own
with
flavor.
doing styles.
But
Africans always dyed their hair different colors
Hello.
and did all kind of stuff with their hair. So, you know, some
To
people
just
go
keep it
overboard
natural.
with it.
Yeah.
But we should be natural.
Yes.
It looks stupid. Like, what's that TV show with that sister that's the actress? She got the big nice lips. She caramel, but she the president's little woman. You know the Scandal? It's the show where he's the president of the United States, the white man, and he got
there's
that
only
black
a couple
actress.
of shows that I
But they
watch,
got her
let's
hair.
not be that
They got
way.
her hair like, okay, you see how Michelle Obama hair is?
Yeah.
Well, they Michelle Obama her, but it's like a 19. You know how the white woman used to have that thing hanging over right there to the side.
She got like a partial bang or something.
Yeah, it's like they got her doing the whole white girl look like she. They got her
That's
doing
what they
that.
always try to transform her. I've gone through my bouts of going through Hollywood and stuff, and people would tell me with my headshot and this and that. And when I first started to have a headshot, I had my hair wrapped. So you know, they was really like, but I did get a call to be on the Parkers with my head wrapped.
Nah, for real, come on now.
For real,
Serious?
But I was told several times, and not even just in that industry, but trying to get jobs.
You had an agent and they got you on with a hair wrap?
Well, no, I wasn't an agent. I was submitted through
casting,
Backstage West and
okay,
stuff. Yeah, but the point is they always tell you the first thing, cut your locks.
Right.
Well, it's your locks. I'm like, you know what?
But if
I'm not gonna take that.
If you my color and you a little light skinned, they want you to keep it because that ambiguity.
Well,
Because you know racism is real.
It is always real.
So,
but
you know,
I think you just gotta, if you go natural, you need to just be firm in that, because you have to understand it's a whole vibration that changes about you to maintain that natural. And everything about America is unnatural. So always they will try to, and I said everything, you know, if we really look at it.
Everything.
It's always about going against the grain, always about non-reality, not really reality, non-reality.
Illusion.
So when you trying to go natural, you know, they tell you, oh, well, relax your hair. It ain't for you to be relaxed. It's for them to be relaxed around you.
Dang.
You know, so you don't have to do that. And you know, I got wigs. I love wigs. I'm a theatrical person, but I got Afro wigs. Okay, I got Afro wigs. I had my hair done.
That was
like
you in the
Patricia
wigs getting it?
Bad.
That was you? What?
You know, so I represent black hairstyles with my wigs. You know, I don't need to. You know, I don't need to represent the Caucasian, because that's not me.
Right.
You know, and so that's what we're often trying to do is emulate the Caucasian, or making them relax, or making them feel comfortable.
Right.
I don't care about you feeling comfortable.
Right.
Because if you tell me I'm not going to get a job because of my locks, cut your locks. The next thing your nose is too big, trim down your nose. The next thing is your breasts are too small, make your breasts big. Well, you know, bleaching cream is big in Africa. That was one thing.
When we went to Sudan, they was blown on that, even in Jamaica.
Bleaching cream is
in Jamaica
big,
and Haiti,
which was hurtful to me
out.
Because I feel like here in America, like if we saw big advertising, billboards, television commercials talking about get some sun and all of that, we would protest and they would bring it down. But they're in the motherland. Big billboards, women, you see them, you can tell because they got stretch marks. They look pale. They look unnatural.
They sick.
It's sad. It's sad.
It is sad.
So, but you know, that's the worldwide domination in the overall you know, struggle about white supremacy.
Well, the cold thing about it is, another thing is, with it, it's universal, because even in the voodoo culture, whether they Santa Maria, voodoo, the white people ain't there beating y'all black behinds down, making y'all still call your African ancestors and gods by saints' names. And you don't need to still act like you hiding the fact that you worshiping your black gods and goddesses by putting these fake saints up. Why are you still doing it? And that's probably why the ancestors is still having issues with you, because they know them white oppressors ain't there to force you to call it by a saint's name no more. Stop calling the ancestors by these saints' names and start calling them by their African names.
Let me share one more little piece with you. This is called manifestation of self.
Word.
People will ask me where I'm from, and I have a difficult time trying to answer that question. Because the answer that I want to give is not the answer they want to receive. You see, I'm from the sun, the stars, the moon, the earth, the galaxy, the womb, the rib, the sac, the big boom. I was conceived underwater. But St. Paul saw my first birth day, took my first step in LA, my first toe on the way, so I guess that makes me a product of the West Side.
What?
My flesh, born and raised in America. But oh, how I miss Ethiopia. What's that? How can I miss a place I've never been? Oh, didn't I mention my soul sprang from there within? So I manifest. I am from Africa. So don't get me wrong. This is a celebration of my hair, short or long.
That's right.
Some think it's bad because it's a mystery standing on top of my head defying gravity now, see? My ancestors would have called it good, staying parted like it should, just like the Red Sea did for Moses. Modern hair braiders know this. You know the ends don't easily come undone. And remember when afros and afro puffs were fun? Then we got all caught up with the relaxer, wanting to swing our hair left to right like little Miss Her. But you know what?
What?
Now I'm celebrating me. My hair is who I be. As a matter of fact, I already let it lock, so that none of those luscious kinks will drop. So when you see my hair standing on high, stop and stare or walk on by, because now I'm going to let them say what they want to say. Just don't get caught up, because this barbed wire is here to stay. And your skin, do you like the skin that you're in?
That's right.
Because the skin I'm in is the bomb.
What?
Just the other day I got confirmation from Tom as I sit there talking about if he could fit. But I was sitting there saying to myself, you can't tell by the smell, but my skin's just
What?
The skin I'm in, people be trying to duplicate. Sitting under heat lamps like easy baked cake.
Damn.
The skin I'm in is sweeter than maple coated Wheaties. Shoot, I gotta check my sugar intake so I don't end up with diabetes. Being described as beautiful, bold, beloved, and downright black.
Say it.
The skin I'm in is anything but whack.
That's right.
So as I stand here in my skin, I can't help but say,
Hey. Hey. Ja.
In English, that's hip hip hooray. Manifest yourself, y'all. Manifestation.
That's it. Give thanks.
Yes,
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yes,
I hope
appreciate
y'all
you having me
appreciate
on.
this.
Yeah.
You put us on. We grateful for you. Look,
Thanks.
leave comments.
Yes,
Tell them your Facebook name and
Makeda Kumasi. You can reach me Gmail, we3 Makeda Kumasi @gmail.com. Look for me on Facebook, Makeda Kumasi. You can find the Umoja Ensemble of the Inland Empire is my group. We have a YouTube promo video, so YouTube that, as well as my documentary, 12 Days in Senegal, an Artist's Journey docu-journal. So that's on YouTube.
the sister is dynamic.
Give
And
thanks.
she's a representation
Yes, sir.
that we have leadership.
Yes,
and
sir.
as sisters, you have something to look forward to and something to look up to. And we appreciate your artistry and your energy, your synergy, and all of you that have your own self and who you be.
That's right.
Come on down. Soul Ties Comic Recall. We have the studios for you. We'll come out and interview you. Give some light to what you do, because you're giving light unto everyone else. David Dimitri, also known as Dalu Yah Small Saru.
That's
Hey, keep it real. Love every time.
Every time.
Benevolence.
All the time. Head to foot.
Thank you for watching the Soul Ties Karmic Recall episodes. So comment, leave video comments, and like. Check for more on YouTube at Soul Ties Karmic Recall, and go to soultieskarmicrecall.com for the book series and MLCGC video tutorials.